You're watching International Express News on Otyrar TV channel. I'm Tina Kudaybergen, and today we will be discussing the following. 14 pilgrims died during the Holy Hajj. Bring them home right now. The protests against Netanyahu in Jerusalem continue unabated. What are the demands of the protesters? Will there be justice? A Chinese businessman was defrauded of 530 million tenge. Let's start with tragic news. 14 citizens from Jordan died during the Hajj in Saudi Arabia due to intense heat, while another 17 are reported missing and search efforts are ongoing, as reported by the BBC. Meanwhile, the Iranian Red Crescent confirmed the death of 5 Iranian pilgrims but did not specify the cause of death. Experts say intense heat is the frequent cause of fatalities during the Hajj. This week, temperatures exceeded 46 degrees, significantly complicating many rituals, especially for elderly individuals. Saudi authorities are ensuring maximum comfort for them by distributing water and providing recommendations. Mass protests against Benjamin Netanyahu took place in Israel. According to Deutsche Welle, thousands of demonstrators demanded early elections and the return home of all hostages still held in Gaza. 16 people were detained. Police also used water cannons against protesters who had blocked traffic on the Ayalon highway. The protests are saying, bring them home immediately. In Jerusalem, demonstrators attempt to break through a police cordon near Netanyahu residence. Former head of Israel military intelligence, General Amos Malka, also participated in the protest and called for Netanyahu to resign. President of South Korea, Yoon Suk-yeol, visited Kazakhstan on official invitation from Kassym-Jomart Tokayev. The president of Kazakhstan described Yoon Suk-yeol's visit as long-awaited, highlighting South Korea's position as the 4th largest trading partner of Kazakhstan and one of the top 10 largest foreign investors in the country. Kazakhstan is home to 120,000 ethnic Koreans who contribute significantly to the country's development. For the Korean side, the visit to Kazakhstan is also great significance. Yoon Suk-yeol arrived with 50 top business leaders from Korea. This is how the influential Korean newspaper, the Korean Times, described this trip. This is Yoon's first overseas trip to Central Asia since taking office in May 2022. The visit aims to create new business opportunities for Korean companies in energy, critical minerals, infrastructure, and other sectors. It also seeks to diversify cooperation in new areas such as climate change response and technology experts. During the visit, dozens of important documents were signed, including a memorandum of understanding on partnership in critical minerals and metals. The aim of the memorandum is to establish a chemical analytical laboratory in Kazakhstan for the analysis of critical minerals and metals, as well as for conducting scientific research and experimental design work. The Ministry of Energy of Kazakhstan reported that an Uzbekistan nuclear power plant will be built 55 kilometers from Kazakhstan. It was revealed that over 3 million residents live within a 250 kilometers radius of the plant's location in the southern region. The contractor is Russian company Rosatom. The reactor will be near Lake Tuscan in the Gizah region. In May 2024, Minister of Energy Almasadam Satkaliyev stated that Astana was unaware of the project and intends to contact Uzbekistani counterparts for more information. The Minister of Energy assures that there will be no radioactive leaks and mentions that the reactor will have multi-level protection systems to prevent accidents. In Shıмкent, a Chinese investor has been unable to achieve justice for more than 5 years. Yuhua Han found himself at the center of complex fraud case. In an exclusive interview with journalists from Otyrar TV channel, the foreigner revealed that a certain individual had promised to assist him in building a concrete plant in the third largest city, but instead took possession of 530 million tenge. Several years later, the investor still does not own the plant and cannot recover the invested money.
A Chinese investor aimed to build a concrete plant in Shymkent, but according to him, he encountered a fraudster and suffered significant financial losses. Yuhua Han met this individual 5 years ago. The man had previously lived in China and was fluent in Chinese. He even invited a new acquaintance to Shymkent and showed him the site where the plant would be located. Subsequently, he refused 120 million tenge to purchase land, stating that he would soon require additional funds for construction. This is all before quarantine. When we came here to work, I started realizing that I was being deceived. I operate a concrete plant in China. After the incident, I reached out of the police and the Chinese ambassador, who updates me daily on the situation here. However, it is still challenging for me. I am uncertain whether I will ever have a plant in Kazakhstan. I visit Kazakhstan to check on the progress of the case. When the foreigner started demanding a refund of the money, he was informed that they had run out of time to complete the construction of shuttle. They then persuaded Yuhua Han to begin selling Chinese car in Kazakhstan. As a result, the Chinese citizen invested 530 million tenge. According to his lawyer Samat Saparmbet, there are numerous prudential violations and gaps in the case. At the end of August 2023, the Embekshi District Police Department indicted a criminal case based on this incident, but the case is progressing slowly. Immediately, a Kazakh citizen who deceived a Chinese investor was detained at the beginning of the investigation. However, he was later released on bail. Currently, the suspect is obstructing the investigation and violating the terms of his bail, acting with impunity. Despite ample evidence of his guilt and witness interrogation, we have also submitted several complaints to Prosecutor General's office regarding the procedural violations in this case. The investigation into the case has been ongoing for over a year. The defense claims that during this period the suspect did not make any attempt to return the funds. In response, the press service of the Shymkent Police Department asserts that the suspect is currently under a travel restriction order.
Following the citizens' report of fraud, the Embekshi District Police Department initiated a criminal case. The investigation is currently ongoing.
The victim now hopes for a fair trial in Kazakhstan. Chinese citizen Yuhua Han believes that he will recover the invested funds. When asked whether he plans to use the returned 530 million tenge to build a concrete plant in Shymkent, the Chinese investor cannot provide a definite answer at this time.
In Shymkent, the result of Kazakh social and sport project Super Bowl were announced. This time, the project expanded its reach, including young football players from Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Kazakhstan, competing for the title of the best. The football match concluded with 3-1 score, and the winners not only received a trophy, but also earned an opportunity to showcase their talents on the global football stage. My colleague continues.
At the Central Stadium in Shymkent, a game between two teams of amateur athletes took place. The final Super Bowl match was a true celebration of football, with participants preparing for a match and demonstrated excellent results during the time. If you knew how many guys attended the castings and how rigorous and the selection process was, you wouldn't believe it. We only evaluated 1,300 people in Tashkent. The peculiarity of this project is that not government funds are used, but the state support is both politically and organizationally. Previously, the finals were held in Astana. This year they took place in Shymkent. This demonstrates that football is not only. The scale of the match is impressive. Among the honored guests are world football stars Halilov, Fadira and Florent Malouda. The star guest wished good luck and a great game. Success is crucial here, as 50 guys were selected for this match. Footballers maintained that with him a month they not only learned to play but also aimed to reach new heights. There is a strong sense of motivation. We have football players from Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan forming an entertaining team. It's a collaborative team effort. Just before the final goal, there was a dangerous moment when the ball nearly found the opponents. The game concluded with Vahid Masudov's team amassing victories with a score of 3-1. However, the story of Super Bowl doesn't conclude here. The project will continue to thrive. The geographic scope will expand further.
Well, we hope that Kazakhstani footballers will soon show themselves on the world stage. Our sport commentator Nurkoja Aser has already joined us in the studio. Hi Nurkoja. So what are you going to talk about today?
Hi Tina, there is a lot of excitement in the world of sports. Euro 2024 has begun and the first match was between France and Austria. The game was so intense that Kylian Mbappe even broke his nose.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you already intrigued us, so go ahead.
France captain Kylian Mbappe sustained a broken nose during his team's victory over Austria at Euro 2024 on Monday. This injury may affect his ability to continue playing for the national team throughout the tournament. Also, it doesn't necessarily rule him out. Mbappe's condition does not require immediate surgery, but France is closely monitoring his recovery and has not yet determined when he will be fit to play again, particularly ahead of Friday's match against the Netherlands. Philippe Diallo, president of the France Football Federation, started a news conference. It is too early to predict whether Mbappe will participate further in the tournament. However, preparations are underway for the possibility that the 25-year-old may return wearing a protective mask. Kazakh fighter Rasul Mabayev defeated American Jose Johnson at the UFC on ESPN Mixed Martial Arts Tournament in Las Vegas. Initially, the fight was contested at long range with a noticeable height difference of 20 centimeters between the two. However, after 1.5 minutes, the Kazakhstan seized an opportunity and took Johnson down to the canvas. Towards the end of the round, Almabayev attempted a chokehold. Throughout the entire segment, Almabayev maintained dominance and secured victory by unanimous decision.
Nurkoja Aser with the latest sport news that concludes our news broadcast. Well, have a great weekend. Goodbye.